Hi, people. So I will open the board of the Bantu using myself for a change because my ancestors would really like me to. Last year, October was such a traumatic month for me. I almost died. I almost died of heartbreak. Yeah, there's no other way of putting it. I literally almost died of heartbreak. It was that traumatic, that painful for me. And I'm still suffering the effects of what happened to me in October last year. And the situation, instead of getting better, has actually become worse. For now, it's like I've been sitting in hellfire since then. But the memories of last year, October, have practically debilitated me. I have been unable to move on. PTSD. Yeah. So this year, I'm not as excited or happy about the month of October as I usually am, as I should be. Because the month of October is the last year of the Bantu calendar to the Bantus of the South. Okay, it's the last month of the year. Our year begins November 1. It ends October 31st, and it ends with the Day of the Ancestors, which is the most sacred and sacrilegious religious day of our time. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas, but for us. On the Day of the Dead, October 31st, our ancestors come down. The gates of heaven are fully opened. Fully opened. From dawn till dusk. Fully opened. Daytime. Dawn till dusk. And our ancestors are walking with us. It's a very auspicious day for those of us who are born Bantu and who are metaphysical practitioners, because it's a secret we've been keeping from the people. But since I am bringing the religion to the people and talking about the religion with the people instead of keeping it a secret, you all should know. And those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that October 31st is like our Christmas day, because from 3 a.m. God opens the gates of heaven, and all the ancestors, the good ancestors, the kind ancestors, they pour out, and then they leave at dusk with God's air force, the heavenly energies, at dusk. So you have your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, everybody walking with you on this physical realm. And it is the day you can tell them in person all your problems, all your issues. We usually wake up between 3 and 5, those of us who are practitioners, those of us who are the chosen, the torch bearers, the sacrifices of our tribes, of our cultures. We all usually wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. on that day, and we talk to our ancestors as we eat. We actually put out a feast right in front of us. We light candles of all colors. That is the only day I light candles that are red, white, blue, black, yellow, green. I light them all to represent all my water ancestors and all my land ancestors. And then I have a dinner with them, which is goat, grilled goat, fish, rice, and pap, made by sorghum pap, and I sit there and I talk to my ancestors, and because I am Xhosa, I do something special with the bones after I am done. And the remainder of the food, the leftovers, I take them to a tree to feed God's weakest, youngest, smallest creatures. I go to the tree, I put some food there, then I go to the river and I feed the fish in honor of my ancestors. On that day, that's the day I give my annual report, like this happened to me, this happened to me, this didn't happen to me, this didn't happen to me. And I give my annual report, and I also ask for what I want back in return. Like, can I please have a year that is like this and a year that is like that? But last year I didn't do it. Last year I was going through trauma. Last year was so painful for me. I can't imagine another time ever in my life that I've suffered that much pain. And I was crippled, and I am still crippled. I'm still limping, and because I'm in this month, I'm going through it. I'm just going through it. I need therapy, but there is no therapy for someone like me. There's like no therapy. for us metaphysical practitioners. Even with each other, we can only commiserate. Anyway, October 31st, I will always do a video. I didn't do a video last year because I just couldn't do it. I will do a video this year to remind you all the Bantu, that October 31st, the Day of the Dead, is the day we celebrate our ancestors because we are walking with them. Obviously, the dark ancestors are going to be let out of the dark side, which is to the right. For us, it is to the right of the triangle. Okay, our good ancestors are in the land of milk and honey with our Father, our Creator, He who created everything. They are having fun in the land of milk and honey. They are having sex and laughing and talking and minding other people's business. Okay. But the dark ancestors are to the right, and I don't know much about the right, but the dark ancestors come from the right. And they are also released, okay, during their time. But I'm hearing, but not for all hours, okay? They are released by God, okay, on at 11:50. Is that it? No. Yeah, at 11:50 p.m. 11 p.m. Thank you. They are released at 11 p.m. All of them are released at 11 p.m. But God doesn't trust them, so He yanks most of them who don't work at killing people and at causing destruction. He yanks them all at 12 p.m. Grandma says, since she never really socializes with the dark, she really doesn't know what the hell goes on there. Okay. That's why she just said, I don't usually socialize with the dark. I don't know what the hell goes on there. But something's going on there. Oh, I forgot to put my timer on. I should do so right now because I am going to overspeak. So anyway, I couldn't do it. Last year, I could not do it. And it was just horrible for me. And I'm still going through it. And this is actually the worst. It has become, instead of it becoming my favorite month of the year, it has become my worst month of the year. And that's unfortunate because it's my birthday. It's my birthday. And I can't take it. I'm just suffering here. So my ancestors said, but you have a birthday party. You have a birthday party on the 22nd in Toronto, and you haven't even invited people. What the frack is wrong with you? It'll be good for you. You'll have something beautiful that happened to you, and you are not even talking about it. So you should try. You should try to invite people. So I am inviting you all to my birthday party. It is at a Japanese restaurant in Toronto, and my viewers in Toronto have put it together. There is no money to pay in to come in because it's not a for-profit thing. It's a socialization thing. And I hope I'll be talking about my new works that I am doing with you guys and laughing and discussing boyfriends or whatever it is. It's on the 22nd of October. We're holding it at a Japanese restaurant. My favorite foods are Korean, Japanese. I really like sashimi and sushi. I like to eat raw fish. I really love it. I love raw fish. So it's Korean, and then Japanese, and then Italian, and then who doesn't like Italian? And then Italian, and then and then all these others, and then African food. But our African food is very basic and very generic. I'm from the South. We don't do spices and any of that. Even putting palm oil, I'd never heard of such a thing until I moved overseas. So our food is pretty basic, and I do like basic food. No spices, just salt. Sometimes pepper is being too dramatic for me. Hey, I was born to the South. And, if it's red, it looks good. If it's red, paprika, it's good. We are bland eaters. And that's why I guess I like Japanese too. It's kind of bland. So anyway, we could be at the Japanese restaurant. All you got to do is to buy your own drinks. and pay for your own food. That's about it. The birthday cake has been bought, and it's just women getting together and socializing and living and loving on my birthday. And hopefully your light will give my dark world some light, and hopefully I'll give you light in return. I will not be working. I'll just be getting to know my fellow sisters on this walk on earth that has been too hard for me. Too hard. So, the board of the Bantu, they are bored of religion, they are bored of justice, they are bored of love for the Bantu strive. The Bantu metaphysicality is all about love, and they strive for it every day. The board of compassion, the board of kindness, the board of community, the board of culture, the board of everything that is right, the board of acceptance of human failings, the board of the Bantu, all 245 million of them, the most diverse of Africans, the biggest landowners of Africans, the most beautiful of Africans, the original Africans, the original of the real estate of the whole continent that is called Africa, the conquerors, the lovers, the mothers, the children, the creators, and the created, the board of the Bantu, their board of truth, justice, and God is now open. And today we are carrying on with the Orlando Brown thingy. I said I was going to go through everything that he had said. Last week we did Orlando Brown and his psyche, and you know what, I had 2 parts to his psyche, and I forgot to post the other parts. Okay, I had 2 parts, I only posted 1, so I might post that one too. And then we did Orlando and Soulja Boy, and how Soulja Boy likes to dress up and sing like Whitney Houston. Okay, we did that for Patreon. We did that. That was fun. That was really fun. That was old school me. You know, I used to look for relationships where there was that sort of thing, that sort of thing. You all know that. Old school me. I was really happy with myself. And today we are doing Orlando, Will Smith, and Michael Jackson. Yes, 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 yes. We are calling Michael Jackson. Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. And you know that the last time we called Michael Jackson, he came as just a head in a box with security, and we were afraid. But now I'm more grown in the metaphysical world. I'm no longer a toddler. I'm no longer a baby crawling. I'm a grown, little girl over here. I've been in the metaphysical for a while, and my ancestors believe I can do it without endangering myself. So we're calling Michael Jackson to answer for himself. But so first, we are going to do the living, because going to the dead kind of soils the board and we have to close it down. I have to shut down the blue for like 24 hours before I can open it again. So hey. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we're going to blow. And we're going to do the relationship of Orlando and Will Smith first. For those of you who are not in the know, like me, because I'm never in the know, I rely on you guys to tell me what's going on, because my head is mostly in the metaphysical. I barely live in the physical. My head is always in the metaphysical, creating oils, creating spells and rituals, fighting demons, helping my clients fight what's going on with their lives, or helping my clients try to save what's going on in their lives. My DMs keep me busy and fully in the metaphysical. There's somebody a friend of mine will say to me, now that she's fully getting into the metaphysical, she says, I barely have time for the real world. I said, I know. And more, you're going to lose the real world for the metaphysical. You're going to be all about that world that your soul steps into when you, the physical, are sleeping. So if you do not know, Orlando Brown claimed in 2020 that Will Smith raped him as a child and Michael Jackson set it up. Okay, and it was in all the newspapers in India for some goddamn reason, but there you go. That so Raven actor Orlando Brown has accused Will Smith of raping him as a kid and even claims that Michael Jackson had set him up. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing. And then, he even, in a viral video, he said, you raped me as a kid and you raped all of my kids. Okay. Orlando Brown, who has been in the news for all the wrong reasons, has now claimed that Will Smith raped him. He is seen hurling abuses at Will Smith while holding a knife. Okay. Orlando is heard saying Will Smith, is crazy. Like, speaking the truth. What are you talking about? You raped me when I was a child. You raped me when I was a child and raped all my children. And are you still trying to get away with it? What are you talking about? I'm sitting right here. Every time I see you, I want to slash your neck. That's strong. Okay. Orlando Brown, who claims to be the youngest son of Michael Jackson. See, I didn't know that until I started reading it. Earlier claims that Will Smith is his biological father. Okay. In this expletive-ridden rant, he further adds, the Bible says, honor your father and mother, and I didn't kill you for that reason. Never go to a TV show to act like I'm the rapist when you raped me. I think the Indian newspaper got it wrong. I think he was simply being, something else. I think they misunderstood the culture with that statement. Anyway, the former Disney star, Okay, we are going to take on his situation with Nick Cannon after this. So let us begin. This has taken longer than I wanted it to, but let us begin. First part will be on YouTube. And if YouTubers are interested in the second part, please join my Patreon. I'm really a broke-ass bitch and I ain't playing. I'm not saying it with a smile. I'm a broke-ass bitch and I ain't playing. And be kind to me, please. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna blow and shake. Okay, the relationship between Will Smith and Orlando Brown. The relationship between Will Smith and Orlando Brown. The relationship between Will Smith and Orlando Brown. Orlando, step into the plate. Orlando, step into the plate. Today is pretty lucid. It's pretty healthy. I tried to do this reading before, or a shell fell out, which is saying that they don't have a relationship. So I ignored it because that's what it's saying. But anyway, Orlando is more lucid as a soul today, more introspective. I tried to do this video before a few days ago, and I had to stop because he just wasn't that introspective. But where Soldier Boy was all over that place, I had to blow tobacco to get rid of Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy really, really, really has the hots for Orlando. But those who watch the video by Patreon, you know that I say that. Yeah, I had to cleanse Soldier Boy because Soldier Boy clings to Orlando for a good reason. Okay. Okay, his soul is all about daddy, His soul is all about daddy. He never had it so good. Anyway, he's more lucid, more introspective, and he's smoking a cigarette. And he's looking at the ruins of his life. And he's saying to me, it wasn't worth it, man. Nothing is ever worth losing your soul. I understand, bruh. I'm trying to hold on to mine. He says, keep trying. Okay, he says it wasn't worth it. He's very quiet. He's very lucid. He walked in and he sat down. Okay, and he is dark. It's very interesting how dark his soul is. It's dark. It's too dark. But I don't know. It's dark. I cannot make up we cannot make up our minds. I cannot make up my mind what it is. My ancestors are trying to tell me. I ain't trying to listen because, I'm human, I'm trying, but maybe I'll listen. Yeah, Grandma just said very stubborn. I know. Sometimes the metaphysical can be really cruel to souls that go through it. It's like we're supposed to survive everything that happens to us and just go, ta-da! Look at me! I made it! And October is not a good month. Okay? As you can all see, my ancestors and I'm not in a good place. Okay. Alrighty. So I refuse to listen to what my ancestors are saying is going on with the darkness of his soul. Maybe in the next reading, Will Smith and Nick Cannon, I'll be in a better emotional state, and I'll be able to see. Okay. So now I'm calling Will Smith. Boom, boom. And I already know that my plate is going to be full. Orlando seems to have been deserted by most of his ancestors. Okay, somebody says, do you ever do what soul elements they are? I have done some soul element readings on some stars. Really, Orlando is earth, followed by air. That's why everybody's listening to him. His emotions are in air, and that's why he is an actor. And he stands on fire. Okay, his foundation is on fire, and how he sees the world is in water. So I should have said earth, air, water, fire. Unfortunately for him, water douses out fire. But fortunately for him, his voice is in air, which means that he can create an inferno with his words. He can create an inferno with his words, and he can burn, burn, burn. But unfortunately for him, he is earth, so his fire, his anger, doesn't make much of an impact. Okay, so now I'm calling Will. Will Smith and your entire entourage of ancestors, please walk into the place. Will Smith and your entire entourage of ancestors, please walk into the place. No joke. Okay, Will has an entire entourage of light ancestors, like a whole train. And they've walked in, and they're angry as hell. And a few of them who are walking in front of Will did not take their time, okay? They went straight to Orlando and slapped the mother out of him. And they are still doing it. And then Will himself went and he slapped the mother out. So they're busy slapping right now. And can you stop it? I mean, I'm laughing, but Orlando is bound to feel some unfamiliar aches and pains, and then he's just going to ask himself, what did he do? Then he's just going to say, oh, I probably overdid it, and he's going to leave it at that. He really is. Okay, so Will is angry, and interestingly enough, Will's soul is also dark. He's going through it, but I keep hearing from the winds it's temporary, and we know it is temporary. He's too big a star, and he makes too much money in Hollywood for him not to be released from the cage that they put him in. He is just furious as heck. He says, the boy is lying on me. The boy is lying on me, and people are believing it. Thank God the people with the money are not believing it, because they know I'm not that guy. They know I'm not that guy, but he's lying on me. So anyway, his entire ancestors are hell raising right now. They are fury at this. Orlando is going to feel pain in his knees because Will's ancestors are busy beating him, boom boom, and there's just one helpless ancestor, Orlando, staring at the whole thing. See the man or a woman? See the man or a woman? It's a woman. She's staring at the whole thing. Will is male ancestor heavy. Okay? He has a lot of male ancestors. He's male ancestor heavy. So Will sits down. I believe I did do Will's element, his water. Okay? I believe I did that in some other former reading. His water. Okay? And his foundation is interesting. It's earth. He's really difficult to knock off the pedestal because his foundation is in earth. He stands on earth. So he's firmly planted. His fame is firmly planted. His success is firmly planted. Everything about this guy is firm. It'll take a lot. It will take a lot. you want to drop Will, it's gonna take it's gonna take the whole Chinese army, because he's standing on earth and his voice is in air. That's interesting. No, yeah, and it's in air, and his how he views the world is in fire. He is like one of the first people. So he's water, air, fire, earth. Oh my God. He's got the best symmetry ever. He really has the best symmetry ever. Wow. Lucky guy. Will was just born with a star on his forehead. It's never going to go away. That's just how it is. So, okay. Will and his ancestors who are still slapping Orlando. See? And Orlando, show me your relationship. Show me your relationship. Show me your relationship. These two people do not talk anymore, but at some point, they had a great relationship. And so the relationship fell off the board, and it's gonna get bad. It is really gonna get bad in the future. It fell off the board with what he is saying about Will, and it's really, really gonna get very, very, very bad. It's gonna get ugly. Okay, so this is it. It's really difficult to separate the two. So he ain't lying when he says that he and Will Smith had, a relationship. Whether it's a sexual relationship is another matter. That is why we are here. Whether he was raped by Will is also another matter. This relationship was from a very long time ago, and it went downhill for the both of them. Okay. It was Will's decision to pull away from Orlando's world. He just decided that he wasn't having it. And he actually put physical blockages between him and Orlando in order to keep him away. But at some point there, Will was giving Orlando money and support. It's more like emotional support rather than financial support, but money went that way too. So Will doesn't want to talk about this situation. This is Will who fell off the board. He wants nothing to do with this boy stank ass, neither do his ancestors. Because as you saw, I'm going to keep on talking in the hope that the red light on my camera doesn't go off, so that at least YouTube gets something. There is some truth to this story. There really is some truth to this story. And there is something very precious and important that Will Smith took from Orlando. When I say that out loud, as you can see right here, Will Smith took something very precious and important from Orlando, but he won't admit it. He won't admit it. But when I put my hand here, though, people, it's not sexual. There's nothing sexual on this board right now. There's an exchange of money in it. So it's not sexual. It's more like there were movie roles that Orlando was expecting to be offered to him, which went to Will. So Will is emotionally detached from what he took from Orlando. It's like he's emotionally detached, as he should be, because at the end of the day, he is not the one who got rid of this, who removed the movies and the opportunities from Orlando, but they went to him. And when they went to him, they made it. It's almost like Orlando considered himself the golden boy. Do you know what I'm saying? He considered himself the golden boy, and he has an arrogance to him, Orlando. He has an arrogance to him that he's the best there is. I mean, everybody should have it. So, almost like that. But they're not telling me what sort of relationship they had. There is definitely an attachment, because money is coming from Will and going to Orlando. So, I'm going to ask again, because Will is, besides his ancestors beating on Orlando, he's not talking. So, Orlando and Will. See, he's totally refusing to talk. And when I come across a soul that is refusing to talk, okay, it means that it's hiding something. It may not be that he was diddling Orlando